What happened to you?
I was picked on, bullied violently, and it was traumatic.
Harvey Levin and Mark Geragos co-host the new podcast, Two Angry Men. They recently spoke with Eric and Lyle Menendez, who joined from prison this week. I co-hosted TMZ Live with Harvey and continued the conversation here on The Issue Is. Harvey, welcome back to The Issue Is, and thank you for having us here.
We love having you here.
Congrats on the new podcast, Two
Thank
Angry
you.
Men,
Yep.
which is such a perfect title.
Thank you.
And you have this conversation, which was really eye-opening, with Eric and Lyle Menendez. And it seems like they're transformed men.
They are so transformed. I covered the trials, and I viewed them as spoiled brats at the very least, in addition to the murders. And I was stunned. Mark Geragos is my co-host. He is their lawyer. And they came on, and they have become thoughtful, responsible, caring. And when I say that, there are things to back it up. I mean, they had no hope of getting out of prison until very recently. And with no hope, do you want to improve yourself? Do you want to get a college education? Do you want to start a hospice program? Do you want to work on suicide prevention inside the prison? Do you want to work on green spaces? Can you tolerate the abuse you suffer, like a broken jaw, when people attack you?
Yep.
And they did.
We are moving forward with an investigation.
So Governor Newsom is now looking at their case,
Yeah.
and all of what you just said is potential evidence that will help them get out.
It's what
Exactly what you want,
It's
right?
what Newsom's going to look at.
Right.
And I don't know that it's coincidental that it was a week after we did the podcast that all of a sudden Newsom said, yeah, we're going to do this review, because I thought he was going to wait until the resentencing hearing ran its course.
Yeah.
But now that he's doing this, now that Newsom has asked the parole board to see if they're rehabilitated, whether they pose a danger, I don't know that it's even relevant to have a resentencing hearing, because it's going to ultimately end up on Newsom's desk, no matter what.
And that resentencing hearing on March 20th and 21st. Meanwhile,
Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
how do you assess the state of the Trump presidency right now?
Chaos. I mean, I also think it's controlled chaos. I think Donald Trump has a plan to shake things up, because that feeling of shaking things up is what people want. And it doesn't mean that it's ultimately going to be productive. Maybe some of it will, but clearly some of it won't. But I think shaking things up is the mantra at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue right now.
Last time you were on with us on The Issue Is, you kind of went viral for slamming the Democratic Party and the way that they acted during the last election.
The Democrats have become bullies.
What do you make of the Democratic response right now? It seems like Trump's got the whole stage to himself, and the Democrats almost seem irrelevant.
I think the Republican response is way more important than the Democrat response. I think what happened yesterday with Senator Kennedy from Louisiana, where, and this is going to get me upset even talking about this, but Senator Kennedy, a Republican from Louisiana, stood up and was outraged at the nominee for Solicitor General, who was asked, will the Trump administration follow court orders? And his answer was generally yes. And Senator Kennedy looked at this guy and said,
don't ever say you're not going to follow the order of a court. You may not agree with it, but that's my advice.
if we do not follow what the courts do, democracy is over. It's over. Over. And Senator Kennedy was so strong on this point, and I would be even stronger, because not only should this guy not be confirmed, he should be disbarred. He should be disbarred for saying something like that.
Harvey, we'll leave it there on that uplifting note.
Sorry, Mike.
Great to
Sorry,
see
Alex.
you. Thanks so much for all the insights. And again, you can check out his podcast, Two Angry Men, available wherever you get your podcasts.